Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The state of affairs that a plan is intended to achieve and that, when achieved, terminates behavior intended to achieve it. The place designated as the end, as of a race or journey. A successful attempt at scoring. The winning goal came with less than a minute left to play. Game equipment consisting of the place toward which players of a game try to advance a ball or puck in order to score points. A piece of cloth that is left over after the rest has been used or sold. Bring to an end or halt. She ended their friendship when she found out that he had once been convicted of a crime. Be the end of. Be the last or concluding part of. This sad scene ended the movie. The state of affairs that a plan is intended to achieve and that, when achieved, terminates behavior intended to achieve it. The ends justify the means. The last section of a communication. The point in time at which something ends. The end of the year. Have an end, in a temporal, spatial, or quantitative sense, either spatial or metaphorical. My property ends by the bushes. The final stage or concluding parts of an event or occurrence. The end was exciting. A final state. He came to a bad end. Either extremity of something that has length. The end of the pier. A boundary marking the extremities of something. The end of town. A final part or section. We have given it at the end of the section since it involves the calculus. American football. A position on the line of scrimmage. No one wanted to play end. Football. The person who plays at one end of the line of scrimmage. The end managed to hold on to the pass. One of two places from which people are communicating to each other. The phone rang at the other end. Put an end to. The terrible news ended our hopes that he had survived. The part you were expected to play. He held up his end. The surface at either extremity of a three-dimensional object. One end of the box was marked, this side up. Written directions for finding some location, written on letters or packages that are to be delivered to that location. The ultimate goal for which something is done. The place designated as the end, as of a race or journey. He was nearly exhausted as their destination came into view. A decorative texture or appearance of a surface, or the substance that gives it that appearance. The boat had a metallic finish. Event whose occurrence ends something. When these final episodes are broadcast, it will be the finish of the show. Finish eating all the food on one's plate or on the table. Finally be or do something. The temporal end, the concluding time. The market was up at the finish. A highly developed state of perfection, having a flawless or impeccable quality. Almost an inspiration which gives to all work that finish which is almost art. Have an end, in a temporal, spatial, or quantitative sense, either spatial or metaphorical. The act of finishing. His best finish in a major tournament was third. Come or bring to a finish or an end. He finished the dishes. The place designated as the end, as of a race or journey. A crowd assembled at the finish. Cause to finish a relationship with somebody. That finished me with Mary. Designated event that concludes a contest, especially a race. Excitement grew as the finish neared. Provide with a finish. The carpenter finished the table beautifully. The downfall of someone, as of persons on one side of a conflict. Booze will be the finish of him. Wine tasting. The taste of a wine on the back of the tongue, as it is swallowed. The wine has a nutty flavor and a pleasant finish. The state of being contented with your situation in life. He relaxed in sleepy contentedness. The amount that can be contained. What a communication that is about something is about. Satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. A contented smile. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. Something, a person or object or scene, selected by an artist or photographer for graphic representation. Usually plural. Everything that is included in a collection and that is held or included in something. He emptied the contents of his pockets. Make content. I am contented. Satisfy in a limited way. He contented himself with 1 glass of beer per day. The proportion of a substance that is contained in a mixture or alloy, etc. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. A contact on an electrical device, such as a battery, at which electric current enters or leaves. Occurring at or forming an end or termination. Terminal leave. Station where transport vehicles load or unload passengers or goods. Either extremity of something that has length. The terminals of the anterior arches of the fornix. Causing or ending in or approaching death. A terminal patient. Electronic equipment consisting of a device providing access to a computer. Has a keyboard and display. Being or situated at an end. Terminal buds on a branch. Of or relating to or situated at the ends of a delivery route. Freight pickup as a terminal service. Relating to or occurring in a term or fixed period of time. Terminal examinations. A written form of a musical composition. Parts for different instruments appear on separate staves on large pages. He studied the score of the sonata. A resentment strong enough to justify retaliation. Settling a score. A slight surface cut, especially a notch that is made to keep a tally. Gain points in a game. The home team scored many times. Assign a grade or rank to, according to one's evaluation. Score the SAT essays. Grounds. He tried to blame the victim, but his success on that score was doubtful. Induce to have sex. Did you score last night? A number or letter indicating quality, especially of a student's performance. What was your score on your homework? Make small marks into the surface of. Score the clay before firing it. A seduction culminating in sexual intercourse. Calling his seduction of the girl a score was a typical example of male slang. Make underscoring marks. An amount due, as at a restaurant or bar. Add it to my score and I'll settle later. A number that expresses the accomplishment of a team or an individual in a game or contest. The score was 7-0. A set of 20 members. A score were sent out but only one returned. Get a certain number or letter indicating quality or performance. She scored high on the SAT. The act of scoring in a game or sport. The winning score came with less than a minute left to play. The facts about an actual situation. He didn't know the score. Write a musical score for. Equipment or apparatus used in playing a game. Architecture. A statue or a human bust or an animal carved out of the top of a square pillar. Originally used as a boundary marker in ancient Rome. The ultimate goal for which something is done. A place where something ends or is complete. Station where transport vehicles load or unload passengers or goods. Either end of a railroad or bus route. The direction or path along which something moves or along which it lies. Specifically design a product, event, or activity for a certain public. Have an ambitious plan or a lofty goal. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. It was created with the conscious aim of answering immediate needs. Move into a desired direction of discourse. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. Intend, something, to move towards a certain goal. He aimed his fists towards his opponent's face. Propose or intend. I aim to arrive at noon. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Please don't aim at your little brother. Direct, a remark, toward an intended goal. She wanted to aim a pun. The action of directing something at an object. He took aim and fired. An archaic term for a goal or destination. An archaic term for a boundary. An archaic term for a goal or destination. An archaic term for a boundary. Something intended as a guide for making something else. A decorative or artistic work. The coach had a design on the doors. An arrangement scheme. The awkward design of the keyboard made operation difficult. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. He made no secret of his designs. The creation of something in the mind. Make or work out a plan for, devise. Design a new sales strategy. The act of working out the form of something, as by making a sketch or outline or plan. He contributed to the design of a new instrument. Make a design of. Plan out in systematic, often graphic form. Design a better mousetrap. A preliminary sketch indicating the plan for something. The design of a building. Conceive or fashion in the mind, invent. She designed a good excuse for not attending classes that day. Create designs. DuPont designs for the House of Chanel. Create the design for. Create or execute in an artistic or highly skilled manner. Chanel designed the famous suit. Intend or have as a purpose. She designed to go far in the world of business. Plan something for a specific role or purpose or effect. This room is not designed for work. The ultimate goal. Human beings are not the end-all of evolution. Giving or marked by complete attention to. So intent on this fantastic narrative that she hardly stirred. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. His intent was to provide a new translation. The intended meaning of a communication. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. Good intentions are not enough. An act of intending, a volition that you intend to carry out. My intention changed once I saw her. Usually plural, the goal with respect to a marriage proposal. His intentions are entirely honorable. A non-existent goal. He lived without a reason, progressing toward no goal. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. The sole object of her trip was to see her children. A tangible and visible entity. An entity that can cast a shadow. It was full of rackets, balls and other objects. Be averse to or express disapproval of. My wife objects to modern furniture. Computing. A discrete item that provides a description of virtually anything known to a computer. In object-oriented programming, objects include data and define its status, its methods of operation and how it interacts with other objects. Express or raise an objection or protest or criticism or express dissent. She never objected to the amount of work her boss charged her with. Grammar, a constituent that is acted upon. The object of the verb. The focus of cognitions or feelings. Objects of thought. Serving as or indicating the object of a verb or of certain prepositions and used for certain other purposes. Objective case. Undistorted by emotion or personal bias, based on observable phenomena. An objective appraisal. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. The lens or system of lenses in a telescope or microscope that is nearest the object being viewed. Belonging to immediate experience of actual things or events. Objective benefits. Emphasizing or expressing things as perceived without distortion of personal feelings or interpretation. Objective art. Reach a decision. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. What something is used for. The quality of being determined to do or achieve something, firmness of purpose. He is a man of purpose. Propose or intend. The location of the target that is to be hit. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. A person who is the aim of an attack, especially a victim of ridicule or exploitation, by some hostile person or influence. The target of a manhunt. A reference point to shoot at. Intend, something, to move towards a certain goal. Sports equipment consisting of an object set up for a marksman or archer to aim at. A line indicating the location of the finish of a race. A line indicating the location of the finish of a race. Soccer. A goal that results when a player inadvertently knocks the ball into the goal he is defending. The own goal cost them the game. Horizontal circular metal hoop supporting a net through which players try to throw the basketball. A score in basketball made by throwing the ball through the hoop. The quantity contained in a basket. A container that is usually woven and has handles. Horizontal circular metal hoop supporting a net through which players try to throw the basketball. A rigid circular band of metal or wood or other material used for holding or fastening or hanging or pulling. There was still a rusty iron hoop for tying a horse. A small arch used as croquet equipment. A light curved skeleton to spread out a skirt. Bind or fasten with a hoop. Hoop vats. Horizontal circular metal hoop supporting a net through which players try to throw the basketball. The excess of revenues over outlays in a given period of time, including depreciation and other non-cash expenses. An open fabric of string or rope or wire woven together at regular intervals. A computer network consisting of a worldwide network of computer networks that use the TCP/IP network protocols to facilitate data transmission and exchange. Yield as a net profit. This sale netted me $1 million. Make as a net profit. Construct or form a web, as if by weaving. Catch with a net. Net a fish. Conclusive in a process or progression. The net result. Remaining after all deductions. Net profit. A goal lined with netting, as in soccer or hockey. A trap made of netting to catch fish or birds or insects. Game equipment consisting of a strip of netting dividing the playing area in tennis or badminton. A plan for actively doing something.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.